You know, the thing about coming into singing so late in my life, in my 40s, I was singing and people thought that I knew more than like I had a greater depth of knowledge than I actually did. And so a lot of times people would be talking about musicians and I would just have to stop them and say, what instrument, you know, do they play? And that happened to me a few times, and one of them, somebody was talking about Betty, and I said, Betty who? And there was silence in the room. You're like, you don't know Betty Carter? I said, no. Because you can only fake it for so long. And then you have to just come clean and say, I'm sorry, I don't know who you're talking about. There we go. I had 3 cassettes because I belonged to this, during all those years, I belonged to a very, very strict religion. Actually, it was a cult. I'd have to call it that. And I just kind of listened to the music when nobody else was at home. I would put it on the tape recorder. I had no plans of singing for a living. It's just that after I got started singing again, because I put it down when we got married and joined this religion, it was like a language I forgot I could speak. And I started haltingly at first speaking it, and it just grew inside of me to the point where my husband gave me an ultimatum and said, you either have to stop singing or you have to move out. And things got violent and I moved out. I left that night. And the very next day we had, maybe this is what brought it to a head, because we were supposed to record my very first CD, and he didn't want us to do that. So he told me to stop, and I said, no thank you. And we went into the studio the next day, laid down some tracks. So, yeah, that's how that went. Not bad for a little girl from Virginia, you know, not bad.